officially day one of Netgalley November. The sprints have started. The train has left the station. I am starting with my first roll, which is Truly Madly Deeply by LJ Shen. We have little Juliet down here. Say hello, welcome BookTube. And Oliver is over here, currently finishing a bottle. Say hi, Ollie. So, the plan today, Anthony has taken Adeline out for a play date. So I just have the two twins at the moment. So yes, I'll be starting with Truly Madly Deeply by LJ Shen. This is a 500-page book, so the audiobook is going to be fairly long. I probably won't get very far into this today because of the fact that they're going to be home probably in the next hour or so, because I'm starting this a little bit late. It's been going for a while. It's like after 12 p.m. right now. But I needed to get some washing done and like other things, and I was finishing listening to my Fabelin final read because I had until 2 p.m. today to submit it. So I was finishing that up so I could get the extra points for Fabelin. But we are going to jump into LJ Shen. Truly Madly Deeply is a best friend's older brother story. One woman ends up returning home. She ends up having to get a job in a restaurant with her ex-fling. She returns home to kind of like help her mum recover from a broken heart after her father has died. So there's going to be like grief. There's going to be like a second chancey kind of romance, but they kind of have like a hatred for each other. So it ends up kind of being like an enemies to lovers type situation. I'm expecting a fun time. I think it's steamy. It better be for 500 pages because 500 pages with no smut. I don't think I can do that again after just finishing Finding 13 and Keeping 13, which was over 1,500 pages worth of nothing. I've really enjoyed the characters. It was kind of worth it, but for now I'm going to need something a little bit more open door. So I will come back to you and update you a little bit more when I get further into it, but I just wanted to get introduced, start the vlog. Welcome to the chaos. You are going to see some chaotic stuff in the background of these vlogs. These vlogs are not going to be aesthetic at all. I am just going to be giving you updates as I can. I am going to be probably having babies make noises in the background. I'm probably going to have yelling toddlers. That is my channel now at the moment. I'm trying to aesthetically find a filming schedule that allows me to film without noises in the background and better backgrounds than my daughter's drink bottle and my husband's exercise ball and my coffee nook open instead of closed. But you know what? We're just going to roll with it. There was a thing of washing in the background of my TBR video for this, and I think I had baby vomit on my shoulder. So welcome to the world of chaos that is motherhood and BookTube. We're going to roll with this new normal because if you have been here forever, you'll love me and my chaos regardless. If you're new here, this is my life and I hope that you want to come along for the ride. I've calculated in order to get all of these finished, the 6 that I have already rolled for, I need to read 60 pages a day. So my plan is obviously to be an overachiever and get more than 60 pages a day done. But yeah, 60 pages a day is how much I have to get through. So today we need to read 60 pages of Truly Madly Deeply, which probably is like an hour of the audiobook. So I should maybe be able to get that done because I'm listening to it at 2 times speed. So that's just a random fact. 60 pages a day. So I'll let you know how I'm going with my goal. Okay, so I am 46% through Truly Madly Deeply, so I figured it was about time I gave you guys an update. Juliet just screamed and woke up from a nap as I was about to hit record, so she's joining us for the update. Hi. I've made myself a coffee. There's Sprint Train on my big TV. I'm currently cooking in my kitchen. It's an absolute mess, so I'm not going to show you, but I am making some Tuscan pasta, like spaghetti, with tuna, and then I have my freezer dump meals that I organized, defrosting over there. So I have beef stroganoff and a chili beef con carne. Oh, little snotty nose. The joys of daycare. Where was I? Update. 46% in, and I think I don't want to DNF it because I want like to actually finish all the books so I can give honest reviews. But this one is just, there's like obsession and then there's like, this is weird. And without being able to like give context of like their whole backstory, I can't really give much opinion on that. But what I will say is their relationship isn't making sense. So they have this like history which is slowly unfolding. You're finding out about it, but I'm just going to put you guys down. Hold on. Put you down because I was getting a sore arm and she was getting a bit upset. But what I will say is their relationship is just very like weird in terms of, I don't know how I can vocalize this, but it goes from they absolutely hate each other to they're absolutely obsessed with each other to there's miscommunication because he's acting like he hates her but really he's obsessed with her. She's acting like she can't be with him because the sister won't like it. But the sister has already given them permission to be together, and it's only 46% through the book. So like, why aren't they just together now? It's weird. And I think it's because they're trying to like maintain this like hatred. Yeah. Oh, you want to be on your belly? Ready? Hold on. Her favorite position. Whoa. Better? Not better. You want to see yourself? Hi. It's like they want to like hold on to this hatred. And then there's this weird like side chat going on between two people that it's pretty obvious that it's actually them. And then like, I don't know, I just find myself feeling like the book is too long. There's too much going on and it's not like related really. There's too many subplot lines, maybe is the way to describe it. Like, it's all about the same people, but there's so much going on that like, but not in a good way, if that makes sense. It's like the author tried to find a bunch of things that people enjoy reading about and put it in one romance novel, when it would have been better to kind of have it like mixed up a bit more. I don't know. It makes sense in my head as to why I'm not liking it. I just don't know how I can vocalize it to you guys. So that's all I can say so far. I'm going to keep listening. I'm 46% through. I may as well like finish a bit more. There goes my coffee machine. Oh my God, welcome to the chaos of this my house. Crying babies, coffee machines. You probably hear the pasta boiling in the background. But yeah, so I think, wait, what was I saying? I will continue because I want to see kind of where things are going. I can kind of guess where it's going, which usually doesn't bother me in a romance because romances can only go so many ways. But like, this is kind of annoying me. So if it doesn't go somewhere soon, fast, I will probably DNF. So I will wait and see what ends up happening. But for now, I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. And I'm also like not invested in their romance at all. So we will see. Also, position, very strange. I understand. She has an umbilical hernia and just certain positions make her really uncomfortable. This is how she likes to be held. So we just roll with it. When she's upset, this is what stops it. My RSI wrist is hating it, but at least she's not too heavy. I will come back and update you when I know more. Until then, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. A brown sugar shaken espresso, homemade, because why pay $7 from Starbucks, and go eat my lunch. I'll come back and give you an update probably later today. I'll just look a little bit more frazzled because it'll be further in the day. Okay, so it's a little bit later and I've had some more time to like finish the book and think about it. And I think I can say it a bit more eloquently now. I'm never going to be someone who does like reviews that make a lot of sense when I'm just speaking to a camera. If you want like my polished thoughts, go follow me on Storygraph. That's where I kind of like sit down and have the ability to kind of like type things out. But in terms of like my thoughts, I think that it had like all the things to be a compelling romance. You know, it had like emotional intensity, it had like complicated relationships, it had like drama. But the thing that I think annoyed me the most was both main characters were like clearly in love, and they say this many times, yet their actions and like the multiple excuses that they're making totally contradict this. Like, for example, they keep relying on the fact that the sister like didn't agree, or there's their hatred, which is like obviously not there, like whatever it was being. That push and pull that they had meant that kind of like the love felt more like it was like a plot requirement rather than like an actual like genuine connection. So I didn't really like believe in their relationship at all. It felt kind of forced. Maybe that's like the words to put it into perspective. It's like they were trying to convince themselves that they couldn't be together rather than like just giving in and exploring the connection that was like so obviously there. But it was like obvious to them too, because like they openly were admitting the feelings. And I think that's what frustrated me, is like in one scene, he'd be like, I wanna fuck you. And then be like, I hate you. And I'm like, what? So instead of like rooting for the main characters, I just kept like questioning everything about them. Like, why are they even fighting? They should just give in to their feelings. Which, like, I've had this before where, you know, there's miscommunication trope and whatever. My least favorite trope. Usually it's not this annoying. This time it was really, really frustrating. So I wanted to love this one, but it was a probably 2.5 star if I'm generous. The writing was great. the actual story and plotline and the characters was what was annoying me. So I will give the author like another chance. Maybe this is just not the book for me. So the next book that I am going to be jumping into is my next role, which is The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fyfe. So we're kind of taking a little bit of a complete side spin. We're going from a romance to a contemporary general fiction, I guess is how this has been described as. As you probably would have seen from my TBR, this follows our main character who has found himself ending up taking the place of someone in a old folks home. And so now he's got like a roof over his head, warm clothes, meals, etc. And he needs to kind of try and get away with it, but he ends up creating like an unlikely friendship with one of the nurses in the aged care facility. And I just think it's going to be really fun. I'm expecting it to be like A Man Called Uwe, but like less sad. I will let you know a little bit more as I get into it, but I'm going to go start that now. Hopefully I can get a bit more reading done while the twins sleep. I'm going to go eat lunch first and then go into The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fyfe. Okay, so time to update you on this new book, The Secret Life of Frederick Fyfe. I'm like 8% in and I have not laughed this hard at a book in so long. It is absolutely hilarious. I am obsessed with Frederick already. I think he's hilarious. He goes by Fred in the book. It portrays like elderly life so well and is really, really hilarious and sad at the same time. But they take like, it's almost like dark humor. Like they take the sadness of that like growing old and being in an aged care facility and then turn it into this like hilarious perspective. I don't know if you've ever read a book that's like from a pet's perspective. Not that I'm comparing the elderly to pets, but like you read a book and it's from like an animal's perspective and they kind of like put a humorous spin on it. Well, they've done that. It's kind of like his internal monologue, but also like what's going on. So the prospect was he was effectively homeless because he'd run out of money. His wife had died and he couldn't afford rent anymore. So they were planning on kicking him out. One day he's on a walk and he comes across someone who is part of an elderly facility. The most hilarious scene in the world that I've ever read in a book happens and he ends up, I guess, taking the place of the guy that was meant to be going back to the nursing home because they look alike, and now he's living in this nursing home. And the funny thing is he's trying to tell them, hey, I'm not this guy, my name's Fred, but the guy that he took the place of had dementia, so they just think that he's like losing his mind. So he's like, well, do I embrace it and enjoy it, or do I, you know, like continue to try and tell them? And obviously the guy that he's replaced has glasses and he doesn't have glasses, and the guy he's replaced has an incontinence problem and he doesn't, so now he's got to wear glasses and a diaper and pretend that he's worse off than he actually is. It's really quite funny. It's a interesting book. I'm curious to see where it goes. He apparently creates an unlikely friendship with one of the nurses in the facility. I'm not sure which one it's going to be yet, but if it's the one that I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be hilarious and even funnier than it already has been. So I think I'm going to like blow through this pretty quickly. It's reading really quickly. I'm only like 8% through, but a lot has happened already and it's been so fun. It's currently 3 something in the afternoon. I have finished the meal prep. I've got the baby's back down for a nap, so I'm going to just do a little bit of washing while I listen to this and get ready for the toddler to come home. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, so far this is definitely going to be a 5-star read. Something terrible would have to happen for me to not give this 5 stars, and I'm only 8% through, so much better than the last book I read. I'm just going to take a break from the sprints and the screen and take the babies for a walk. Like a little windy, but like just keeping the like heat off, which is going to be really nice. So I am just going to put in my headphones. I've got a coffee and I'm going to take them for a walk down to the lake and maybe like feed the ducks or something. Okay, so I'm currently on the bike doing some workout, but I figured I would give you an update. I am a little bit further along, and what I'm learning from this book is that I don't want to get old and I need to have more appreciation for people that are aging. It's definitely making me like think more about my parents and like what I'm gonna have to go through as they get older, and it's making me sad, but it's also making me appreciate my kids a bit more, because there is a subplot of the nurse that he is like befriending. That nurse's daughter is currently undergoing cancer, and then like the second daughter, it's from her perspective and like how she's seeing her family like fall apart because of this. And her father is like so distraught about the fact that one of his daughters is dying. He's like treating the other daughter so poorly, and it's from her perspective. So you see her heartbreak, and there's like a scene where she tries to take him a bird box that she's made at school in his favorite colors, to ask if she can get a pet bird, and she doesn't even get to like show him before he turns around and says, "Leave me alone," and like smashes the bird box that she's just spent so long like building. And it just makes me realize, like, as an adult, we really don't think about it from their perspective, and we don't take the patience to kind of like spend time with our kids sometimes when we've got our own shit going on. So it was definitely like an eye-opening thing of like, don't let your own shit like project onto your kids. Anyways, that's like a morbid side path, but it's definitely an eye-opening book. It's a great book. It talks about a lot of like hard-hitting topics. Definitely like dementia is like a big thing, as well as like cancer. Like there's some definite like trigger warnings, so look into them if you have some. But overall, it's been really funny. It's not morbid, even though there are these like sad plot lines. It's done in a humorous way, but not like dark humor that makes you like feel like that particular sickness or whatever is being disrespected. It's almost being like spoken about in a way that's lighthearted enough that you can like feel compassionate for the person going through it. But anyways, I just wanted to give you an update that I'm still loving it. And the twins are currently asleep over there in their pram. I have just done my physio exercises, so now I'm just doing a little bit of extra cardio because I'd already done a walk. Anthony's bike is super fucking uncomfortable. I don't know how he sits on this for like 40 minutes at a time. And I stupidly don't have shoes on, so the pedals are like digging into my feet. I feel like I'm getting a foot massage at the same time. But I'm just slowly trying to get back into things, to feel, not necessarily that I want to get like skinny or like back to my pre-baby body or anything like that. I just want to feel a little bit more physically strong. Obviously lifting 2 twins is a lot on the core and I had a C-section, so the core is what I'm trying to like get mostly back. So yes, that is my update on how my day is going, how my book is going. I will come back to you probably later today or maybe tomorrow, once I finish the book, and let you know my final thoughts. So I just got back from shopping with my mum. We went to Adele, which is like a secondhand, like op shoppy type like warehouse that we have near us. I managed to get a couple of pairs of like pants and a new pair of shorts, because obviously like postpartum, your girl needs some new clothes. I wanted to get some food on the way back, so I decided to get the new strawberry matcha from Macca's or McDonald's for my American audience. And it's sweeter than expected, but I don't mind it. I'm home now. I have like a bajillion loads of washing to deal with. So I am going to pop in an audiobook. I'm still listening to the Frederick Fyfe book. I haven't finished it yet, so I don't have much update for you on that. I'm gonna pop that in, and I have to stuff like 40 reusable nappies and fold like 2.5 baskets of washing. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next little while. Insert hopefully non-interrupted speed, what do they call it? Time lapse now. Finally having a chance to update you. So the last clip I think you would have seen would have been me crying, if I recall correctly. That was because I was reading and enjoying the Borrowed Life of Frederick Fyfe. This is one of my favorite reads of the year so far. It is 5 stars. It is phenomenal. I haven't felt that way about a book since I read A Man Called Uwe. It was so good. I have a full review in my story graph, which is linked down below if you want to go and check it out. But the thoughts that I have is that it took a simple story that could be anybody's grandfather and turned it into the most memorable and amazing story that I'll think about for years to come. There were so many topics that got discussed in such a beautiful way, and the like ability to have like forgiveness and second chances, and like what it's like to come to the end of your life and have had nothing, and then to be able to like rediscover like love and kindness. And it was just phenomenal, and I definitely think you should check it out if you're looking for a read of that kind of nature. But then the next thing that I read was I did the first 2 books in the Dirty series. I don't know what the series is called, but I'll put the book covers up here. I had the audiobook of the second book for Netgalley, and so I wanted to listen to the first and then the second. So the first one was my something roommate. I can't think of what he was, but he was either the roommate and then it's my dirty best friend. They were both phenomenal. Obviously, I rate novellas and like these kind of like short, smutty stories very differently than I rate like, say, the Borrowed Life of Frederick Fyfe. It was fun. It was spicy. It was great because it was narrated by Teddy Hamilton. The revenge at the end of the first one was like mint. Loved that. And the like relationship in the second one was so believable and memorable, and yeah, I will continue with that series. I had a really fun time with that. I hope that Teddy Hamilton is going to continue to narrate the series, so I'll keep an eye out because I would like to continue with the audios if I can. So now I'm moving on to my next role, which is The Dragon Rider. I was going to pick up Branded, which is like by Saffron A something or other, which was the next, like, which was like the final like smutty read that I had, and then save the epic fantasy for last. But I think what I want to do, because I also have to read an epic fantasy for my book club this month, is I want to do epic fantasy, break it up with some smart epic fantasy. So I am going to start with The Dragon Rider, then I'm going to read Branded, and then I'm going to come back and read the one for my book club, which you don't need to hear about in this vlog because it's not for Netgalley. I am going to get this one out to you because it's going to be the first kind of like week and what I've done so far. I won't probably read any more today because I have a lot of stuff to get organized for the weekend. The 3 books we have left to review are Cookies, which is the cookbook that I need to review. I've gone through it and I've picked out my 3 cookies that I'm going to be baking, so I will keep you posted on that. I then have Dragon Rider, and then we also have Branded. So they will be hopefully next week completed, and then I maybe will be able to do some extra rolls and find my bingo. We will see, but this one will be coming to you shortly, so I'll leave you here for my first week of Netgalley November. I've had a great time. I have enjoyed pretty much every book that I have read, and I'm very excited to bake some cookies next week. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Make sure you head down to the links down below for my Instagram and Storygraph, so you can see my thoughts on these as I read them live. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to leave a comment down below but you have nothing to say, you can leave a old man emoji for The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fyfe, which was my favorite read of this vlog. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.